Welcome to Fantasy Football with Big Pat Sports Talk. What's going on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all platforms? Welcome to the first episode of Fantasy Football with Big Pat Sports Talk. And this is the introduction to my winning team. And we're going to go through the introductions, and then I'm going to tell you exactly how I feel we're going to do in this fantasy football season in the Tecmo Super Bowl League at Yahoo. Shout out to White Gold, Bones, everybody in the league. We're going to battle this year, and we're going to see who's going to come out on top. So let's go ahead into the introductions to my team. Let's get it.
Aaron Rodgers.
We got Aaron Rodgers. Let's hear about Aaron Rodgers.
Is coming off back-to-back MVPs. He rarely gives the ball away. He's inventive. He's efficient. We love him as a fantasy quarterback. We love him as a real-life quarterback. The problem here is that he's almost fresh out of receivers. A lot of trust is going to be placed in guys like Allen Lazard, Aaron Jones, some rookie wideouts, and whatever is left of Sammy Watkins. It's not a great group. And most of his offensive coaches are gone too. That happens with success, right? This is still Aaron Rodgers.
All right, we can see last season, 4,115 yards, 37 touchdowns, only 4 picks, 101 rushing yards, 3 rush TDs, averaged 21 fantasy points a game last year. He is missing Davante Adams, but I got Derek Carr as a backup, and guess who Derek Carr has as a receiver? Davante Adams. So let's get it. We got Aaron Rodgers, maybe starting week 1 against the Vikings. Don't know. Might go ahead and just start Derek Carr against the Chargers week 1. But that's Aaron Rodgers. Let's get it, Aaron. And oh yeah, speaking of Mr. Davante Adams, that's who we talking about next on the team. My number 1 receiver, Davante Adams. Let's get it.
So Davante Adams in Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers. What a connection. Probably the NFL's best quarterback receiver hookup over the last few years. Now Adams goes to Vegas, and he hopes the chemistry he has with Derek Carr carries over from their Fresno State days. This is going back to 2012, 2013, when these guys played video game football for a couple of years.
At Fresno State with Derek Carr. All right, Davante Adams, 2021 season stats, 1,553 yards, 123 receptions, 11 total touchdowns, average 17.7 fantasy points a game. I expect that to go up, and I expect Davante Adams to put up similar numbers this year with the Raiders. Maybe a little less on receptions, maybe a little less on the yards, but with me having Derek Carr and Davante Adams together, hey, when Davante Adams balls out, Derek Carr balls out. So I may be starting Derek Carr over Aaron Rodgers for a couple of weeks during this season. But let's get it. Davante Adams, number 1 receiver. Let's go into this fantasy league and win. Let's get it. Y'all see the man on the screen. Cheetah. Let's get it, man. Fastest man in the NFL. Gonna go out there to Miami and shine. Let's hear about Tyreek Hill and what he did last year in fantasy.
Fantasy managers often get nervous when a star receiver changes teams. That's the story with Tyreek Hill. I know he's wide receiver 9 on my board. Probably not going to draft into him as that. He's a yellow light pick for me. Not sure how good Tua is. I think Miami wants to win on defense and balanced offense. Jalen Waddle is a mouth to feed in this offense. I can't shake the gut.
All right, there you see the Cheetahs stats last year: 1,335 yards, 111 receptions, 9 total touchdowns, average 14.2 fantasy points per game. Hey, look, man, I got Aaron Rodgers, I got Derek Carr as a backup, I got Davante Adams and the Cheetah, Tyreek Hill himself, as my number 1 and 2 receivers going into this fantasy league. Man, I'm feeling good, and I'm feeling great, and I'm feeling confident going into this season with my receivers and my starting quarterback. So let's get it. Okay, guys, starting running back, Mr. Josh Jacobs. Hey, the theme of this team, I'm going with the Raiders. Josh Jacobs, the Alabama boy, starting running back. I got him and Davante Adams When that offense shine, I shine. So I'm banking on the Raiders this year. Hopefully it turns out to be good. But let's hear about Josh Jacobs. Let's get into it, Big Pat Sports Talk. I like this team so far, brother.
The new Raiders coaching staff declined to pick up Jacobs' fifth-year option and drafted Zamir White, so it's likely this is his last season in Las Vegas. Kenyon Drake is also expected to be the team's...
All right, 2021 season. 1,220 yards total, 54 receptions, 9 touchdowns, 13.3 points per game. Not too shabby for Josh Jacobs. He will be sharing time with Zamir White. Kenyon Drake is hurt again, but guess what? I got Zamir White as the backup, so I could switch them in and out. When I think they're going to start optioning Jacobs out, I could bring in Zamir White. Hey, I got backup plans, man. Josh Jacobs, first running back, starting running back on Big Pat Sports Talk Fantasy Team, Yahoo Sports. Man, I'm coming for all y'all, man. Let's get it. All right, next we got on the list, second running back at command, Mr. Tony Pollard. Pick this guy up. He's going to be a supreme gadget guy for the Cowboys this year, and they're going to have to depend on him for a lot of things this year. So looking forward to having Tony Pollard go out there for my fantasy team and doing some good things, man. So let's get into it. Mr. Tony Pollard, let's hear what they got to say about him.
Out on Zeke this year, but I really like Pollard as a value in the 8th round because frankly, I think they're going to need him to get involved in the passing game. Sometimes, Dalton, we know these like, oh, running back, he's lining up in the slot, he's going to catch more passes than ever. You know, notes from mini camps and training camps can be kind of false flags in the offseason, but this one I believe because Pollard can thrive in that sort of Austin Eckler light type of role for this team, you know, while Zeke handles kind of the grinder carries. So I would honestly rather pass up that whole dead zone group, and I would go for guys like Tony Pollard, would have also great injury upside in case anything ever happens to Ezekiel Elliott.
Everything they just said about Tony Pollard is the exact reason why I picked him. I believe that he's going to supplant Ezekiel Elliott soon, probably as a starting running back if Zeke starts to fall off again, and they're going to use him in multiple different ways, in the slot, in the backfield. They're going to use him in so many different ways. Shout out to Devante Turpin, going to be the return man for the Dallas Cowboys. And Cowboys, put Devante Turpin in the slot. I'm just saying. All right, next on the list, we're going to be talking about the best tight end in the league, Mr. George Kittle. Let's get it.
Kittle is a terrific real-life player who could be the top fantasy tight end if he switched teams, but he's also incredibly injury-prone and likely the third option on a San Francisco offense that figures to be among the league leaders in rush attempts. Kittle has played a full...
All right, George Kittle, 930 yards, 71 receptions, 6 total touchdowns, average 11.6 points per game. I believe he comes back and be a total monster for us as far as my fantasy team, and I think he's going to kill a lot of people in the league at the tight end position. He has something to prove. He has to prove that he's the best tight end in the game again. And man, why would you bet against George Kittle? He's proved nothing but being the best tight end since he stepped in the league between him and Travis Kelce. So I got George Kittle, I got Davante Adams, I got the Cheetah, I got Pollard, I got Josh Jacobs, and I'm going to be switching out Aaron Rodgers and Derek Carr. I'm looking gravy so far. Let's get into this next player. All right, next, my first flex. Yes, my first flex. Yes, we flexing on him with Mr. Scary Terry from the Washington Commanders. Can't believe I got this guy as a flex receiver. Do you know my receiving core is going to be absolutely monstrous? But let's check to see what they got to say about Scary Terry. Man, we're going to be scaring this whole fantasy league this year. Let's get it.
I have been a Terry McLaurin fan all the way back to Ohio State, and man, I just want to see this guy get a quarterback. His most common quarterback for a touchdown pass during his career is Taylor Heineke and Case Keenum. They've both thrown 5 touchdowns to Terry McLaurin. That's how bad it's been. So maybe Carson Wentz is an upgrade. I know Wentz was kind of shoot out of town in Indianapolis, and even Frank Reich gave up on Wentz, but I guess it's a...
All right. 1,065 yards, 77 receptions, 5 total touchdowns, averaging 10.3 fantasy points per game. I was able to get him as a flex. A lot of people actually have Scary Terry as one of their starting receivers. I got him as a flex. So imagine how powerful and how great my team is going to be on offensive wise going into this fantasy football season. Scary Terry, I believe he puts up better stats than that right there with Carson Wentz at quarterback. Just don't do it against my Giants, brother. But all the other games, hey, look, go out there, shine, and let's win me some of this bread in this Yahoo Fantasy League. Scary Terry, first flex, all day, every day. Big Pat Sports Talk. We finna win this league. Let's get it. All right, last but not least, the last starting position on this team, the second flex. And I think I got another steal right here with a flex receiver as Devante Smith as the flex receiver. Man, let's hear what they got to say about these Alabama boys. I got another Alabama boy on the team, Devante Smith. Know him very well, plays with the Eagles. Let's listen what they have to say about Devante Smith.
I'm a big fan here of Devante Smith as a player. I love the way that the Eagles basically just drafted him last year and tossed him out at the X receiver position. They asked him to just win as their ISO #1 guy, and he did. I mean, he gets open. He is a really great route runner, a really great separator, can beat press coverage, and I actually think the way that A.J. Brown wins complements Devante Smith really well. We know A.J. Brown is much more of an over the middle of the field dominator. He wins after the catch. He wins those contested passes. Obviously, that's not quite Devante Smith's strengths. I love the way these two complement each other. Of course, the problem for fantasy is that a big guy like a #1 target like A.J. Brown being added to this offense that already threw the ball at the fewest pass attempts last year, not so great for Devante Smith's season-long ceiling. So
that's why I probably got Devante Smith as my second flex, but I'm not worried about that because Devante Smith's a baller and he's going to get it done for me. Last year, 1,025 total yards, 72 receptions, 5 touchdowns. I think he gets a little bit more than that this year. And like I said, my team going to ball out, man. So my starters are going to be Aaron Rodgers or Derek Carr at quarterback. Davante Adams, best receiver in the league. Tyreek Hill, second best receiver in the league. Josh Jacobs, underrated running back. Tony Pollard, biggest Swiss Army knife in the league. George Kittle, best tight end in the league. Terry McLaurin, Scary Terry, one of the best receivers in the league. Devante Smith, one of the best up-and-coming risers in the league at the receiver position. Man, I got firepower on this team. It's ridiculous. Oh, yeah. And let me talk about my defenses. My defense got the Buffalo Bills defense. Got the San Francisco 49ers defense as a backup. Might go ahead and put the 49ers in front of the Bills a couple of games. Got the best kicker in the league in Graham Gano. Then, backup tight end, Hunter Henry. Hey, he's going to get the ball over there with New England for sure. Then, got Jamal Williams, running back Detroit. He's a backup running back. So is Zamir White. And then I got Noah Fant as a backup tight end when George Kittle needs a little bit of rest or he's going against a great defense. So that's my team, man, with this fantasy league, man. I do appreciate you guys tuning in, watching fantasy football with Big Pat Sports Talk. That's my team. You guys let me know how good you think my team is, who I should start, who I should sit. We're going to be doing this weekly. Going to get a weekly video from Big Pat Sports Talk starting right before the first game of the season. Going to show you my lineup that are going to go into that game. Should be a very fun fantasy football season. It should be a very fun NFL football season. All I got to say is go Giants. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about my team. And yeah, until the next episode, you know what it is, man. Peace. This has been a Big Blue Crew production.